Not everything that looks good is good. We live in a world where image is often prioritized over substance, where people present themselves in ways that do not reflect reality. Some things shine, but they have no real value. Some people seem successful, but they are empty inside. Some opportunities appear promising, but they are nothing more than well-disguised traps. The wise do not judge by sight alone. They understand that deception often comes dressed as attraction. A person may speak eloquently, dress impressively, and carry an air of confidence, yet lack the character, integrity, or wisdom necessary to sustain what they portray. Many have been deceived because they relied on outward appearances instead of discernment. A strong foundation is more valuable than a polished exterior. A building may have a beautiful design, but if its foundation is weak, it will collapse under pressure. In the same way, a person without depth, wisdom, and true purpose will not stand when challenges arise. True value is found in what is beneath the surface, in character, resilience, and principles that do not change with circumstances. The key to making wise decisions is learning to look beyond what is seen. Just because something is popular does not mean it is right. Just because something is trending does not mean it is meaningful. The ability to see through illusions is the difference between those who succeed in life and those who fall for deception. The majority is not always right. History has shown that crowds often follow what is convenient rather than what is true. Popularity is fleeting. One moment people celebrate you and the next they turn against you. Many have built their lives on public approval only to realize that the same voices that praise them in one season abandon them in the next. True success is not determined by how many people applaud you, but by how well you fulfill your purpose. If you live for the approval of others, you will constantly be shifting, trying to please different opinions, never truly standing for what matters. A person who chases popularity will always be controlled by the expectations of the crowd. Some of the greatest visionaries and leaders in history were not popular in their time. They were misunderstood, criticized, and even rejected. Yet they did not compromise their convictions for the sake of acceptance. They understood that influence is not about being liked by everyone, but about standing firm in truth, even when it is unpopular. Do not measure your worth by how many people agree with you or how much attention you receive. Popularity is deceptive because it creates the illusion of success without the substance of true impact. Instead, focus on living with integrity, purpose, and conviction. The crowd may shift, but truth remains unshaken. Many people sacrifice their future for a moment of satisfaction. They make choices based on what feels good in the present, not realizing the long-term consequences. What seems enjoyable today can lead to regret tomorrow. The desire for instant gratification often blinds people to the reality that true success and fulfillment require patience, discipline, and sacrifice. Shortcuts may seem like the quickest way to success, but they often lead to destruction. A person who avoids hard work and seeks easy rewards will eventually find themselves lost. The path of least resistance may feel comfortable, but it rarely leads to lasting achievements. Real success is built over time, through perseverance and wise decision making. Pleasure is not always a sign of progress. Some indulge in habits, relationships, or lifestyles that bring momentary joy but lead to pain in the end. They ignore the warning signs, convincing themselves that if it feels good, it must be right. But emotions can be deceptive. What seems harmless today may create chains that are difficult to break tomorrow. Wisdom is the ability to say no to what feels good now in order to achieve something greater later. It is the understanding that lasting joy comes from purpose, not from fleeting experiences. Those who master self-control and delayed gratification position themselves for true success. They do not allow temporary pleasure to steal what is meant to last a lifetime. A title does not make a person a leader, and a position does not define true influence. Many people chase after titles, believing that power and authority come from a label attached to their name. But history has shown that positions can be given and taken away, while true leadership is built on character, integrity, and the ability to serve others. There are people with impressive titles but no impact. They sit in high places yet lack the wisdom, vision, and responsibility that leadership requires. Authority without purpose is dangerous. Power without character leads to corruption. The world has seen individuals who held great positions but failed to lead, while others, without official titles, changed the course of history through their actions and influence. Leadership is not about ruling over people, but about serving them. The greatest leaders are not those who demand respect, but those who earn it through their actions. A true leader lifts others up rather than elevating themselves. They inspire, guide, and empower rather than control or manipulate. Their influence does not come from a title, but from the value they bring to those around them. A position can be temporary, but the impact of true leadership lasts for generations. A person who relies only on their title for authority will one day lose both. But someone who leads with wisdom, vision, and selflessness will be remembered long after the title is gone. Real leadership is not about being recognized, it is about making a difference. Fear is one of the greatest thieves of destiny. It whispers lies, convincing people that they are not good enough, not smart enough, not capable enough. It magnifies obstacles, making challenges seem impossible to overcome. Many dreams have died not because they were impossible, but because fear convinced someone not to try. Those who live in fear remain trapped, always wondering what could have been, but never experiencing what is possible. Fear creates excuses, and excuses steal opportunities. It makes people wait for the perfect time, not realizing that perfection is an illusion. The truth is, there will never be a moment when everything is completely right. Waiting for the perfect conditions often leads to never starting at all. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck is not the absence of fear, but the courage to move forward in spite of it. Time is a resource that can never be regained. Every second that passes is a moment lost forever. Many people assume they have plenty of time, but time waits for no one. Fear and wasted time go hand in hand. Fear makes people delay, and delay causes regret. Some wake up too late, realizing that they spent years waiting instead of building, hesitating instead of moving, and doubting instead of believing. The wise understand that time is precious, and they refuse to let fear control their decisions. They step forward with faith, knowing that the best time to act is always now. The time for deception is over. The time for clarity, wisdom, and purpose is now. Do not be fooled by appearances, chasing what looks good but lacks value. Do not be misled by popularity, sacrificing your identity for the approval of others. Do not fall into the trap of temporary pleasure, exchanging long-term success for fleeting satisfaction. Do not place your trust in titles and positions, for true leadership is measured by impact, not status. And above all, do not allow fear and wasted time to rob you of your destiny. Life is too short to live in illusions. The world is filled with distractions, but you must stay focused. The greatest tragedy is not failure, but a life spent chasing what does not matter. Open your eyes, stand firm in truth, and make choices that align with your purpose. Walk with wisdom, lead with integrity, and act with courage. The future does not belong to those who wait, it belongs to those who decide, who move, and who refuse to be fooled.